Hey Tom,
Hey,
hey, how are you doing? We are here in Prague, and I'm curious, like, what is your first impression on The Hunted?
pretty good, pretty exciting set. So far, the first impressions are really good for a sealed format. Like it seems like all three heroes are actually playable. I mean, we will see who will come out on top in the end, but they power level wise, they look much closer than we had in previous sets. Like so far, we can't really tell a really big outlier that is just much better than the other decks. I think it really depends on your playstyle, what you prefer, and what you open in your pool.
So, what kind of experience do you have with Flesh and Blood so far?
So far, I'm loving it pretty much. It has a really solid game engine. The gameplay is really engaging. I've played Magic for a lot of years and then was kind of down on Magic for various reasons that don't need to be explained here. Heard about Flesh and Blood, ordered my first few boxes of Welcome to Rave, like when they were still kinda hard to get in Europe in the very beginning, and played my first sealed Welcome to Rave with my girlfriend and a few friends and have been hooked ever since.
So, before we come a little bit to Fang and the other heroes of The Hunted, tell us, like, what kind of accomplishments did you have in the past?
So far, I would say better lucky than good. I top 8'd the first calling that I played on Dash in Lille in 2022. Just the good players were playing Pro Tour Day 2, of course. Then I was runner-up in nationals in Germany last year and this year. Maybe I can, last year and the year before, maybe I can finally get there this year. We will see. And I was fortunate enough to top 8 Pro Tour Amsterdam last summer.
So, tell us, like, what is your favorite hero so far from The Hunted and why?
Oh, that's really hard to say. I haven't played Arachne yet. I've just played against him, so I don't know how much I will like him. But so far I really like Fang and Syndra. Draconic heroes in general are nothing new to me, and I think the gameplay Syndra offers is a little bit more exciting, but Fang is a really solid hero that does really consistent things and blocks a lot better, so that's also something that I enjoy. Hard to say.
So, what was the most surprising thing today for you?
The most surprising thing, the amount of equipment in the set, I have to say, is what really surprised me. Like, there is a lot of equipment. There is a lot of hybrid equipment. There is rare equipment.
Can you show this?
There is draconic equipment. Like, there is a cycle of draconic equipment that all does stuff against Arachne. There is Guardwell equipment that just has Guardwell and gets +1 defense when it defends against the weapon. Really strong. And then there are various cycles of common equipment. A lot of packs have 2 equipments in them, and like in my seed pool, a lot of seed pools I have seen, you basically have 3 block at least on the equipment, like always. Yeah, so that was really surprising and interesting. The equipment is really good.
And so, what can you say about Fang?
Well, Fang is a warrior, so of course, as warriors usually are, they are all about their weapons, and that is something you want to maximize. You have the Obsidian Fireway weapons that get +1 and go again when you've played a draconic card in this chain link. So you're looking for unconditional draconic cards that buff your chain links. A lot of these do things on the first chain link and get better on the second chain link, which is usually your second weapon, because there are not as many like generic draconic attacks. So first you're looking for this. There are some other cards as well that aren't displayed here. This is like not a full list, these are just some examples. And then you're looking for ways to mark your opponent, like this attack reaction here, so that you can stack fealty tokens. Because fealty tokens make your non-draconic reactions draconic and let you keep the fealty tokens around. And you always want to hit with your weapons. And so you also need ways to mark your opponents to produce fealties. And if you ever get to 3 fealties, your weapon attacks become free, and then you can do freaky stuff like just attack with a weapon, play a draconic reaction. This costs 1, that costs 0, give it +2, attack with the second weapon, and then your baseline is for one of these 0 cost reactions. It's always a 0 cost 5, at least. And if you ever get to keep a lot of cards in hand, you can also sometimes go weapon with a draconic reaction, weapon with a draconic reaction, and then play one of the draconic reacts. Doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. And often you are looking to just grind your opponent down, try to stack the fealty, just have an extra card to block. If you don't need to pitch with your daggers, and then finish them with defense reaction, attack reactions.
How do you feel about tomorrow? Calling day 1?
I'm excited, always excited to open a sealed pool. Hope that they will open a good sealed pool. What I also noticed is in this set, like a lot of the rares, the red rares especially, seem really powerful. So they are just sometimes a little bit of a little bit more value than we are used to. Like they're not as replacement level, I'd say. So I'm looking to open good rares, hopefully get something that really pulls me in one direction and not the kind of sealed pool that has a little bit of everything, like sort of what I've opened today. There's not a whole lot of exciting cards that pull you in either direction, and you're like, yeah, I have an okay Syndra deck, I have an okay Fang deck, my Arachnia deck is probably fine-ish. I'm looking to open bombs, I'm looking to open exciting rares that say, hey, play this class because I've opened these cards that really pull me into the class, and then ride it to victory, hopefully.
And are there any cards that you think are overrated?
Too early to say, or nothing that I can think of right now. Overrated in general, well, for everyone, when it comes, well, it's kind of different discussion, but I think people don't overrate this card, but something nice to say, especially for our beginners. When you see cards, evaluate them. Think of what the cards actually do, and do not get swayed in either directions because of this little symbol down here, because some cards are majestic, but they are actually not that great and limited. Like this is some example here. It's a majestic, it blocks 3, yes, it can give your daggers, your weapon attacks even go again, it gives them +1, but in the end, how many times are you going to attack as a warrior? You're going to attack 2 times probably. If you're lucky and you have some very specific card, you're maybe attacking a 3rd time, then it's a 0 for 3, like a lot of the cards, like it's a baseline. So look at the majestics and think if they should be included into your deck before just blindly slamming them all into your deck and thinking they must be good because they're majestic. Oftentimes they are just constructed cards that are put into the set as well.
And lastly, I want to hear your opinion on Command and Conquer, because we know now that Command and Conquer got reprinted as a legendary in the Hunted. What do you think about it?
In general, really good that there is a reprint of it. Like, really good. Yeah, it was about time. I'm not sure if I'm too happy about the legendary rarity. I mean, of course, it lets players keeps their collection valuable. I think I would have preferred it at at Majestic, even if it drops the price a little bit, because it's like one of the biggest hurdles for new players to get into the game is the price of Command and Conquer. But it's fine. It's a reprint at least. I won't be too mad about that. Maybe I can now finally finish my second playset, so that I don't have to move them around between my decks as often.
And from the cards that we have seen so far being opened, like Majestics, the other legendaries, are there any cards that you are really looking for Classic Constructors?
The boots, like the generic boots, seem really sick against heroes that attack in a lot of chain links. And the Draconic boots look like there might be a Dromai coming in the near future, which is, if you like it or not, I'm not too sure about it myself, but it's at least an exciting card. The warrior headpiece is strong in the right spots. I think Ninja Armor, don't exactly remember what it did, I just saw it in a picture earlier, but it also doesn't look too bad. In general, I think a lot of exciting cards. Really looking forward to testing Classic Constructed as well as playing a lot more limited this weekend.
Tom, thank you so much and best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.